podcast episode is imperative to help you keep your show on track. The type of script that you use will depend on the style of episode that you are producing. This is a word-for-word plan of everything you plan to say, introduce, and discuss throughout an episode. This is great for solo episodes, narration-style podcasts, and when you're just starting out. This style gives bullet points to act as a guide for the host and the guest. It includes specific information and points to hit during a conversation. This is good for interview-style episodes and when you start to get a little bit more experience behind the mic. This type of script has only notes of the main talking points and lets the conversation develop organically. This is good for conversational-style episodes for hosts who are really comfortable behind the mic. Keeping it conversational can be a challenge. You don't want to sound like you're reading something. Try writing a script through a voice-to-text editor. Google Docs has a free tool that comes in handy for this. Read your script out loud ahead of time and make sure that it feels conversational. Add any delivery notes on your script to indicate when to laugh, when to breathe, when to take a pause, anything to make you stay on track and sound more natural. Rather than writing your script and your questions word for word, you can add notes like follow up to allow yourself to go off script throughout the recording. That being said, be mindful of rambling and tangents. But remember, if you don't like what you say, you can always edit it out later. If you have an audio-only podcast, be aware that your listeners can't see what you're talking about. Be descriptive with your words to give your listener a visualization. Think of this like talking to somebody on the phone. Write down potential segues to transition talking points. This will provide flow, and you don't have to think about connecting points on the spot. You can always change this during the recording if you think of something better, but it's always nice to have a plan. Coming into a recorded conversation with no plan can be nerve-wracking. Having a script allows you to enter the recording process feeling prepared. Having a script will allow you to focus on other parts of mastering your technique, like enunciating, removing filler words, controlling your tone and your volume, without having to think about directing the conversation. Having the same structure for every episode creates consistency for the host and for reoccurring listeners, and makes it easier to come up with new content ideas based on your pre-established flow. A script can help avoid tangents and rambling, keep the episode on track and within the usual timeline of your episodes. This will help make sure everyone is on the same page about the direction of the episode. It acts as an anchor for the episode to help keep everyone on track, which is especially important when you have a co-host. Planning ahead gives you time to make your episode more unique and engaging from other podcasts. Having a script will allow the editor to know when certain parts are throughout the recording. This is especially great when they're trying to create clips of certain parts of the episode. Having a script will allow you to be deliberate about what you're saying, which is especially valuable when you're handling sensitive topics. Keep the introduction short. Welcome listeners to the show, introduce the host or hosts, give a quick pitch of what the podcast is about, and give a brief summary of what's coming up on the episode. You can use the same template for this every single time. Next, include the name of the guest, who they are, and what they do. You can write your main talking points out word for word or as bullet points to help you stay on track. It's a good idea to include estimated timestamps here to help make sure you keep the episode on track. The way you format this section will differ depending on the style of podcast you have. Start with the main topic. Then include any specific questions or points that you want to ask during that section. When you are done with this section, move on to the next talking point. Make sure to have a segue ready to connect the 2 points. The way this script is formatted gives you more freedom with the order that questions are asked. This allows you to make the interview or the conversation sound more organic. Once you've hit all your main points, thank your audience for listening, give a quick recap of what was covered in the episode, announce any events, upcoming episodes, or promotions, include your socials, and make sure to have some sort of call to action. Thanks for watching this video. If you learned something new, then make sure to hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment letting us know what other podcast script tips that you have. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified every time we post a new video.